Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to game number 2 between the Incredibads versus Quest for Harb's daughter. Not his mum, his daughter. That's how it works. So we saw Quest, they took that game number 1 pretty convincingly, to be honest. It was a little bit favoured towards them in the laning phase. Not a huge amount though, but really it was as soon as the IO got his 2 items online, had that Dominator plus the Orchid, just really started making so much space, and every single fight in Incredibads, they just got walked over, really. Wasn't really much they could do to come back into it, but we'll see if maybe they're going to go for something a little bit different, or if it's going to be roughly the same sort of hero pickups. Maybe they might ban out the IO, they just don't want to get hit by acids. Amazing IO skills again, we'll have to wait and see. But so far it's the same bans. Quest, they got rid of the Lycan. Incredibads, they've got rid of the Viper. Are they, Quest can get rid of the Oracle again? Are they feeling that ban? Or unless maybe Polar Bear's Witch Doctor skills warrant the Witch Doctor ban instead? I'll have to wait and see. They are sort of deliberating a little bit, actually using some of their reserve time. So maybe they're not too sure about which hero it is they actually want to ban out. Hey, it's going to be the Oracle, so going for very similar bans out this time. But it is the IO this time coming out from the Incredibads, so they don't want to fall into that same sort of trap. I can't remember who it was that they banned as their second hero in game number 1. So maybe that could be the opportunity for Quest to pick up that hero, which is now available. But no, they're going to go for their Nyx Assassin yet again. It worked for the previous game, so why not? Doesn't even need the break mechanic anymore. It's old news, old news. It worked pretty damn well. So we'll see what they're able to do with this hero this time. Well, we'll see what the first hero is going to be from the Incredibads this time. Whether if they want to go for who's the Witch Doctor again? First hero Witch Doctor. It is always pretty easy for the Nyx Assassin to get the spiked carapace stun off onto the Witch Doctor though, so it makes his ultimate generally not last too long. So they're going to go for the Lich instead. Lich is such a strong position 5 lately. Loads of teams have been picking it up. And for good reason. It's very versatile, does a nice amount of damage. Also the ice armor, able to provide a little bit of sustainability and damage reduction for whoever does actually need it at the time. As well as the really goddamn obnoxious slow and damage it actually does do at the same time. Much better than his old crappy ice armor ability, which you were basically just an ice it, like a frost ogre or whatever the hell it's called. Really terrible. It's actually the Invoker pickup, second hero here coming out from Quest. Is this going to be like a cheeky support Invoker, or are they just making sure that they've secured Savac's hero already? It's possible, as it did get banned out pretty early by Incredibads. They got rid of it in that second phase, so maybe Savac just really wants to play this game. Picking up pretty early. Also the Jug grab up now from the Incredibads, so a little bit of a different pace for vouchers. It's not quite as greedy of a hero as a PL. It can be. It all sort of depends on how you want to build it and how your the rest of your team composition is at the moment. If they're going to go for like a fairly active mid laner, then sure, he could go for a Battle Fury build and just go for main farming. Maybe the Maelstrom instead. Or if they go for like a greedy mid laner, something like an Arc Warden per se, then that could possibly swing it over to a very early fighting orientated style. Then it would be Maelstrom into something like Desolator maybe. Maybe the Mask of Madness build. I'm not sure if people really do the Mask of Madness anymore, do they? Not too sure. Well, if Vouchers does Mask of Madness this game, then we know people still do it. So we'll have to wait and see. Cheers for the follow, Riran. Or Riran, sorry, my bad. I appreciate that, dude. Much love, brother. Much love. Love? Love? Love. Learn to talk, bro. Jesus. So the second phase of bans, the Incredibads have got rid of the Wraith King. Same sort of style, same ban that they did in that previous match. And they just banned pure position ones. They got rid of the Troll this time. They don't want to see that repeat, even though it's looking like this Invoker is going to be the mid laner instead. Unless Sabact is actually the proper position one, and he just swapped it around for that game because they didn't want to play the IO up against the Ember, perhaps? I don't know. Like I said in that previous match, unfortunately, I don't quite know all the players yet. I don't know their normal roles and their sort of play styles yet. I'll get there. I'll get there, boys. Don't worry. We'll see what happens. No quest. They've got rid of the Clock, the TA, and the Lone Druid. I do think I remember talking to Moyo when I was helping out doing the casting on the Wednesday. I think he does say that Harbinger is actually a pretty decent Lone Druid player. So that does make sense. They would take away this hero. I don't want to let any of that sort of cheese come through. And actually also the Monkey King ban as well from the Incredibads is their final ban up now. So we'll see what their third hero pickup is going to be. Most likely going to be their next support, right? So whatever their 4 wants to be. I mean, that previous match, they did have the Bounty Hunter. Kima, not that he played the hero badly, it's that he couldn't really have much effect in that game. Just the very defensive lane of the Io Jakiro, they just couldn't really pressure him out too much. And he couldn't really build much of an early lead to then start running off of that. So maybe they're just going to might move away from that hero this time. Maybe go for more of a traditional sort of position 4 hero. We'll have to wait and see. They're really thinking about what it is they want to pick up though. Using quite a chunk of their reserve time right now for this third hero. I'd say that. And they actually go for the puck. Okay, so it's going to be mid-puck then, I imagine, in the hands of Harbinger. Possibly off-lane puck for Saman. It could go either way. Obviously, the current meta is generally puck is back to being like a main sort of mid-hero. But you know, players always have different ways of how they want to run heroes and how they, what sort of roles they like to play them in. So there's still the potential that this could just move into a support sort of style. There is still the position 4 role to pick up. So it could go for that as Kima. But generally, when you see a puck as support, it tends to be in position 5. Let's see if that is going to be the case. And there is the Shakira pickup once again for Quest. Just Fred did really damn well in that previous game. I'm quite impressed by his showing. Just it got so many Ice Path grabs, which just led to tons and tons of kills. And very well positioned macro paths as well. So yeah, makes perfect sense to pick this hero up yet again. You know, especially seems how Fred's going to be quite happy with his performance in that previous game, so he's going to be feeling it. Hopefully keep this good play style rolling forward. But this last hero of the second phase with Incredibads, I imagine it's going to be their off-laner, right? Maybe their position 4 and then leave their 3 of Saman's pickup to go last, give them the best possible option. As they do actually have last pick of the entire game. So that could end up working out quite nicely for them. Actually, go for the Void Spirit. Okay, so unless Kima plays this Void Spirit as a position 4, I imagine then it will be a mid Void Spirit then, and then this puck will be a core puck off lane in Saman's hands. Unless Kima does play the puck as a 4 role. I don't really know. Or Saman plays the Void Spirit as a 3. All these possibilities. But you know, if I'm guessing, maybe Quest's also guessing. So Incredibads could use that to their advantage. Just use the enigma of their draft to their advantage. If they don't know where they're going, then how the hell's Quest supposed to know, right? It's a definite drafting strategy. I'm not just making this shit up. But there is the Enigma grab of the 4th hero for Quest, so Rubik's going to get immediately banned, right? They must ban out Rubik. Because there's still the option for Kima to take the Rubik as a position 4, just put the Void Spirit mid, maybe put the Puck as the core offlaner, or vice versa, whichever one the players are more comfortable picking. If Quest doesn't ban out the Rubik. But you've got Enigma, you've got Shakira, you've got Invoker, so many good spells to actually steal. So I think it makes sense just to get rid of the Rubik this game. And they banned out the Mars. So maybe they are thinking that this is going to be a support puck clan rather than a core puck. As I'm guessing, they must think that this Void Spirit's going to be the mid hero, right? Have to wait and see where it goes out. There is the Ursa ban from the Incredibads. Obviously just now focusing now all their bans towards the position 1 on the side of Quest. Whether that be Acid or Savact, who knows? Probably Acid, right? As he did run the IO. But whether that was just a last minute swap around, who knows? Who knows, guys? Who knows? Not me. So we'll see what the other, what sort of position ones do quite nicely up against the Jug. Love Stealer's not too bad sometimes, just try and stand up against the Jug. You can also infest to dodge out the Omni Slash if you ever get to call out in that sort of position. Also PA, you can just pop your the blur, obviously cause a lot of the hits to miss, as well as the fact that you can use your blur and just dodge it all out. Okay, so Quest has actually focused all their bans towards the offlaner, right? They've got rid of the Mars and the Titanner, so the Rubik is open. There is the potential for a cheeky Rubik play to come out from the Incredibads and get some sick black hole seals. Will that be the case? Who knows? The Incredibads, they also took away the Slark. Another one of those heroes who can dodge out the Omni Slash pretty well, as well as just constantly drain away the essence of the Jug whilst he's spinning. But there is still the first pick from Quest yet, and then the reactionary pick from the Incredibads. Both teams have used a fair chunk of their reserve time this game. Still another 16 seconds left for Quest to work with right now. Really going to think about what it is they want their position 1 to roll with this game. Okay, and they're going to go for the Terrorblade. So that's the hero that Incredibads didn't actually ban out this time. They chose to get rid of the Monkey King instead. So there's going to be a TB up online for Quest. I mean, there's a decent amount of grab for this Terrorblade. Not the biggest amount of lockdown. And you got the Sinister Gaze, you got the Ether Remnant, Dream Coil and Waning Rift from the Puck, but obviously the Terrorblade is going to be building up a Manta style eventually, so the silence from the Puck isn't really going to be a reliable way to catch the Terrorblade and stop him from just sundering off. I mean, the only thing about grabbing a Rubik right now is you have a very squishy team, right? Your team would be incredibly paper. So if you're going to run the Rubik pickup, then your team really needs to start dominating from the early parts of the game and try and build a big lead so that squishiness doesn't really become a factor until the mega late parts of the game. And it's actually going to be the SK pickup, so no fancy Rubik plays coming out this time. And it is going to be position 4 Puck then on Kima, Harbinger taking the Void Spirit in the mid, and everyone else onto the roles you would expect. And Savact, he is taking the Evoker, so he was the actual mid laner, right? I didn't get it wrong, boys. It is where he ends up. So Savact taking the Evoker mid, Acid taking the TB into the safe, Zeg taking the Enigma into the off lane, and Roran and Fred on exactly the same heroes as that previous game. So looking at these lineups, I mean, there's quite a few cancels for the black hole right now. There's no BKB cancels until the puck gets Ags. But until then, you've got the Sinister Gaze, Remnant, and Burrow Strike, Silence, and Dream Coil. All ways to actually stop this black hole from getting a full duration off. But even still, whilst you've got the black hole, you've also got the Invoker. We're going to be chucking out Tornadoes, Deafening Blast, Fred with the Ice Path, Macropyro as well on top. So if there is a big black hole that comes out from Zake at some point in this game, the Incredibads will just melt. It's going to be an insane amount of damage coming out, as well as the fact that TB's just going to be stood there just whacking people, just doing his thing. But even still, the team fight from the side of the Quest looks quite scary to deal with. So I think I'm going to go with Quest. I think they're going to take this game. We'll have to wait and see though. But even still, here we are for game number 2 between the Incredibads and Quest for Harb's daughter. They took her in game 1. Will they take her in game 2 as well?
Did I hear us?
Will she be saved, liberated from the hands of Quest? We shall see. Looks like everyone's going back in, just going for a pretty standard setup. Actually, a few heroes from the Incredibads moving down to the bot, so maybe they want to try and go for some sort of first blood play down here. Already a ward placed up by Roran, able to get here super quick for those instant bots, booty booties. And he just runs all the way back up to the top lane. No changes his mind. They pick it back. Ooh, no, they're like, scout out, see if there's a ward. No, doesn't want to though.
30 seconds.
Doesn't bother. Oh, he needs to be careful though. He's run up high ground to 3 heroes. Voucher's immediately starting off with the spin. Impale from Roran. Is he going to be able to survive long enough? No, he won't. And that is going to be first blood going over to Vouchers of all people. That's definitely a very, very nice start there for the Incredibads. Brrr from Vouchers. Happy about that. Oh, he's pressuring on Select and Zeke right now. He's on a 1v2 situation, so he needs to be a little bit careful. He jaunts off to the side. Solar Bear's coming in. Who's going to win the clicking war? It does actually end up being Polar Bear, so 3 bounty runes going over towards the side of the Incredibads. And Savak is actually getting pretty low. Polar Bear's just hunting him down. He's going to force him to use so much of his early regen to make sure he stays healthy. Polar Bear's actually just sat there. He's just keeping him away from the lane. Savak's like, what do I do? Fred actually has to TP towards the mid lane. Polar Bear though, he's still here. He's going to carry on trading right clicks. Forcing out the... Oh, the Polar Bear is still able to get the kill! Even with the rotation, calls him a dog as well. The insult, the shame, the humiliation. So now Harbinger, he's got a completely free mid-wave. Just Savak missing an entire lane's worth of creeps. A whole level behind already. And Harb could just use that to his advantage and start pressuring out Savak already. If he really wants to. Meanwhile, actually, there's 3 heroes on the side of Incredibads down bot. Going to start pressuring up Roran, making sure he can't get back towards the tier 1 tower. Vouchers, he just wants to carry on hitting creeps, but, you know, rightly so. He should just carry on hitting creeps. Meanwhile, same one up top. He actually ends up dying in return. Just Quest really capitalizing on the fact that Saman was left all alone. His Chemo was just hanging around bot, just waiting too long, trying to get an extra kill, but couldn't quite find it. And there's a little bit of extra space for Acid. Imagine the power dynamic for this lane will start shifting around the level 3 mark when Saman's able to get a couple of points into a Caustic Finale. And then it makes it pretty difficult for the Terrorblade to actually farm up effectively. This Caustic Finale does so much damn damage in the early parts of the game. It can be difficult to deal with. So Savak, he's still on massive recovery mode at the moment. 5-1 to the 12-9 of Harbinger. Nearly his level 3. Meanwhile, Harbinger's actually halfway to his level 4. There's still actually a couple of creeps left, so there's still pretty much a full level difference between these two heroes. So the Incredibads are very happy with the start they've had. The first one over towards the Jug, as well as that kill onto the into the Evoker in the mid lane, soloed by Polar Bear. Even just making sure that Roran can't even just stand his ground in this lane, just gets smacked around way too easily. And he can't try and make any sort of space for Zyke. He's able to sort of contest pulls at least. I think that is his main job, I say that. And Polar Bear's actually able to get the pull off. So never mind. Alright, no, he's actually going to try and cut the wave. He's going to put himself in a very, very precarious situation. He stopped the pull, but he just gave a free kill over towards Vouchers. So, a little bit iffy there. I'm not sure if that was worth it. So Vouchers, very, very happy start for him. 2-0, top of the CS chart as well, 23-4. And just focusing down all the Eidolons as well from the Enigma. Making sure he can't really get his farm on the go either. He's still only 7-7 himself. So not quite the start he wanted. Oh, alright. Just the Kyro nearly running straight into him then. That would have been finished one kill. That would have been easy peasy. Well, I said he pops out his map, taking quite a bit of damage though from Kima and Saman right now. They're following up with the Wayne Rift. He's taking quite a bit of damage, but there is the Fairy Fire. Going to try and delay this out. He's standing his ground against Saman. He didn't follow damage. The Ice Path missed, but it doesn't matter. The right clicks from Acid is too damn strong. And they managed to bring down Saman yet again. And Incredibads is forced to retreat. So he's having a pretty nice time in his later phase as well. 1-0-1, 19-10 as well on CS. Not quite in the same pace as Vouchers is, but still a very, very nice situation. Actually, in terms of gold, 800 difference between the two. Vouchers is just flying ahead in terms of actual gold value. Think about diving there forward for Roran, changed his mind, goes for the spin, has to run all the way back as the tower was hitting him that entire time, and he does manage to retreat. Meanwhile, Polar Bear, he overstepped, he will get caught out. So at least the offlane from Quest was able to actually find a couple of kills. Well, just a kill onto Polar Bear. Roran tried to go for a cheeky little spike carapace grab there, but couldn't quite find it. Meanwhile, Fred, he's actually able to find both the bounties up top, with Acid finding the other. And Roran's going to be able to secure both the bottom two, so that's going to be all 4 bounties going over towards Quest. So they've actually done quite a nice job of recovering now. The gold lead down to less than 1k gold. CS in this mid still heavily favouring Harbour at the moment. As well as a 600 gold difference in net worth. But at least the fact he hasn't actually been caught out yet, despite the fact he is an entire level behind. I would have thought maybe Harb would have been trying to apply a little bit more pressure onto this Invoker, but maybe just wants to try and focus on his CS at the moment. Saman now up to just cutting creep waves and allowing the creeps just to push into the tier 1 tower. Harb actually find a double damage rune, immediately going to pop it. So he's ready and waiting, wants to try and go onto Svat, maybe waiting to see if he can step out. Actually, no, just TPing down to the bot. Both of them have fallen back quite far though. Oh, an impale from Roran actually misses, going straight through the middle of both of Vouchers. He doesn't have any mana left to go for the forward grab onto anyone. And Harb just gets spied out by the creeps. So that's his first rotation of the game, just wasted. Can't find anybody. He's going to be forced to walk all the way back to the lane. And that's just plenty of time for Svat just to recover a little bit. No, the difference in net worths, not that much actually anymore. Only 200 gold. Voucher's still massively ahead in CS, but I think most of those are Eidolons, or quite a lot of them are. Actually got pretty low, forced to run all the way back to base. Roran was on the hunt to see if he can get the pick off onto him behind the tier 1 tower, but he couldn't quite find it. Oh, I'm guessing Svat just ghost walked away. He was able to dodge it. There's a little bit of BM saying you had a sentry. You can find it all. Meanwhile, Harb actually jumps forward, gets the ether grab there onto Svat, but still not enough damage. With a swift little tornado, gives him the space just to walk it off. Harb just actually gone for quite heavy into the Dissimulate build rather than going for Resonant Pulse. I suppose when it turns into actual DPS, the Dissimulate does do more damage in that respect, so if you're trying to burst people, it definitely makes sense. Oh, Altus trying to get the kill onto Roran with the Ice Shield on top. Not going to be enough to try and dive the tier 1 tower, as he would have been put into a real dodgy situation. The Black Hole is available for Zeke, but he doesn't actually have the mana to pop it at the moment. But with this Necro book online, he can start applying a little bit of pressure onto Vouchers now. Probably not going to have the free lane that he was having for most of this time. Harbinger has actually found Acid in the jungle right now. Grabs him with the East around it, pulling him back as well, doing quite a bit of damage. Thinking about diving tier 1 tower. Needs to be careful though, as he just pops the stick and he's quite healthy. Forces the back to TP up to the tier 2. Ashley's going to find the grab with the Saber instead, as he was hanging around in this area. Burns all of his mana away. He does have his stick charges. Going to be forced to use them. He's getting pretty low. I don't know if he's going to be able to escape from this area. A very, very short range Burrow Strike. That's not going to be able to save him whatsoever. So he does fall. Meanwhile, Bomb, Vouchers. Oh, they get a little bit too deep. He will get caught out. Roar and at least gets traded away. But even still, definitely a favourable trade there coming up from Quest, taking down the Juggernaut. And now, despite the fact that Incredibads had a really nice start, it's slowly swinging back into Quest's favour. In fact, he's getting gone on this mid again by Harbinger. But no mana and no abilities to use. So once again, Svex able to just walk it off, pop a salve, and just carry on farming away. Back to how he has been for most of this game. You know, Acid has been actually forced into the jungle now. He is 5th on the net worth at the moment. Only 300 gold behind the Jug so far. But I imagine that gap will start closing now that he has got the ability to farm up in the jungle. And the Terrorblade, with all the illusions, can farm up extremely quickly. Ooh, Vouchers. He pops out the Obby Slash, but there's all the creeps. And now Savaki comes in from the side, catches him out with the tornado. He's going to go for the spin back to the tier 1 tower, and he will escape. And Savaki sails for the easy kill of the Lich, taking down the position 5. And the figure is well read. Seems to have Vouchers still had the mind to go for the spin out, so there wasn't much point wasting time going for that kill. But this time, at least, the Incredibads are able to secure both the top bounty runes, so they're not going to fall behind that bad. And Fred just dropping his Macropie as well to try and steal away a lot of the creeps. The colours, Saman and Fred's hero colours were so damn similar. I could not actually tell who got most of those CS, whether if it was the Sandstorm or the Macropie. I imagine it was the Macropie, as it does more DPS, right? Like 70 against the 100. So I assume. I don't know. I can't quite tell. Neither of us can. So now it's actually Zeke at top of that net worth chart now. 4,600 gold. He's got Necro 2 coming out in the courier. And even Savak's actually recovered quite nicely this game. 2nd in net worth. 200 gold over the top of Harb. And there's 3 heroes on the side of Incredibads. Actually, sat behind the tier 1 tower. They are now going to go for the jump onto Harb. But quick reaction serve despite Carapace and the follow-up stun, holding him back, as well as the Malphite stun as well. So a little gank attempt completely failed. Can't find the grab onto anyone. Both members of Quest able to just retreat. Just wasting more time in the mid lane on the side of Incredibads. Voucher's now just trying to last it up in this mid lane, but he needs to be a little bit cautious. Doesn't have much mana left. And he is up against the Invoker, which has 2 levels on the top of him. Down bomb. Polar actually gets caught out by Zeke and Roram. My apologies, so bad with names. Roram, he gets very, very low. Even the Dream Core just getting dropped. Tries to go there with the quick Impale stun, but gets dodged out by Kima. Nothing else to save him though. As finished up there with the Ronin Rift, they do get the return kill. So they find something. Does cost them the Dream Coil, but it is a pretty small cooldown level 1. Kimo is getting got on all the mana burn. It does take him down. He's still able to jaunt off onto the orb. Needs to be careful though. Svak's still on the hunt. Actually just changed his mind. Doesn't bother going any further. So now also for the first time this game, we do see Acid's net worth overtake that of Voucher's. is 100 gold away from finishing up the Dragon Lance. Meanwhile, down bottom, they are able to get the kill onto Zeke, and Svag's getting pretty low himself. There's the Macropie as well as the 3-hero connection from the Tornado, holding them all down in place for the Ice Path. So much damage coming out. Harbinger is just able to escape. He's getting pretty low, and he's getting hunted down by the Necro Books. He can't really toggle out the bottle. Ooh, the Sunstrike just barely missing. And it will actually be with the Barrow Strike as well from Saber, and gives Harbinger the space to escape. These Necro Creeps are still chasing him though. They really want him. Need to be careful though, they're just farming up over towards Vouchers. Oh no, Harbinger! Oh no, he got the kill onto the melee Necro Creep. But the damage from killing it was actually too much, and he finishes him off. Oh dear. That's just the freest kill of Zake's life. Just runs the creep out and he kills himself. So what is the first time for Vouchers? It is actually going to be that Maelstrom, so not going to go for the Battle Fury farming build. I suppose when you're up against a Terrorblade, you can never really try and match the farming space of a TB. It's just so damn strong with all the illusions that you can chuck out. It makes way too much space. Oh, actually go for the grab here onto Svag. More than enough burst damage to actually bring him down. Zake's actually made the rotation here himself. Does have a black hole. Oh, he just actually used up his mana with the Eidolon grab. Still manages to find the kill onto Polar Bear, as well as the tier 1 tower, so doesn't even care about Black Hole. Who needs it? Not him. Zake's actually now the highest level. A level 11. Harbinger needs to be a little bit cautious. All of his spells left to use though, so he feels pretty safe just trying to kite in and out. Oh, gets thrown up there by the Necro Creeps, but the Malphite is done. Needs to be careful. No Astral Steps left. Rowan's going to come around the side. They're not going to change their mind. Instead, Zake's going to TP up to the top and now start working onto this lane as well. Try and force Vouchers out of the easy farming lane that he did find. And be back to retreating towards the triangle. At least now he has his Maelstrom, so he's going to be able to farm up a little bit. Oh, Oran's in the area. Vendetta and double damage activated. 6-6-6-6, just the ultimate demon. Well, that sentry just not close enough to get the kill onto that wall. Not that it matters. It's run out anyway. Meanwhile, in the mid, Harbinger, he's getting covered by a few of them. Still a few of his evasion skills left to use. Dream Coil, catch onto both of them, jump back in for Harbinger as well as the first there from the ledge. They find the kill. There's the Tornado coming in from the side, doesn't connect onto anyone. And all the members of the Incredibads able to retreat out of the area. Not losing anyone. It is just the pick off onto the Nyx, but hey, a kill's a kill. Svag just beating Saban there as well towards to the bounty room. So ends up just being 2 for 2. Actually, no. Zeke takes one on the top. So 3 for 1. Another favourable trade there for Quest. Now Acid with his Dragon Lance working on towards the Scepter. And with the Ags, giving him that little mini metamorphosis. What's the shard do? Oh, the Zeal. Do people really build the shard that much? I don't really know. I've not seen too many games with Terrorblade. You just don't see him that often, to be honest with you. Maybe in the right sort of build, then it could be incorporated to work out quite nicely. As long as if you do have some sort of lifesteal factor, I think, to try and not care about the 20 HP usage. I actually just try and pair that up with Sunder. And try and go for like an aggressive Sunder play. Harbinger, he's a bit cautious. Zake's and Rorans in the area. But actually, they're going to go for the engagement themselves. Saban gets the grab there onto the Enigma. With the Ice Path, the Macropie, and the Black Hole on top. Both of them get burned down. Looks like Zake will forwards. Kiba and Polar Bear coming from the side. Even still, Kiba is getting pretty low himself. Trying to get the finisher grab onto Savat. Can't quite find it. And now Polar Bear gets caught out as well. He's still charging forwards. In comes Vouchers there with the Omni Slash. At least able to get the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. But Polar Bear does still fall. And now it's just him left all alone. Gotta be careful though. There's the Ice Path. Gets the grab as well as the fact the Acid's now joined in. The Healing Ward also getting picked off, so Vouchers is going to have to try and walk this off. He's taking so much damage as well as the Ice Wall as well. It's a 5-hero wipe coming out from Quest, only losing the supports. Well, no, I say that. It wasn't both the supports. Zake's not a support. But even still, 2 for 5 trade. Favouring Quest right there. Lovely team fight from them. Nice little gold and XP swing as well. More into their favour. Oh, Simon. Nearly getting the grab there on Fred. But the dragon's wings, just slightly faster than a little scorpion's legs. So now everyone on the side of Quest just falls back to their sort of default farming positions. There's still a very small gap between Acid and Vouchers right now. Like, only 600 gold. It's not quite massive. Nearly the Aghanim Scepter as well online for Acid, though. Only needs another 500 gold. And then I imagine that's going to be the real power spike time that Quest's been waiting for. And we'll probably see them make a move once he has this item online. Oh, meanwhile, Vouchers. Just getting pressured a little bit. Does still have the spin. And then just walk it off. Actually running all the way back. Going to run straight into Roran. Needs to be a little bit careful. There's the stun as well. He doesn't have a spin anymore. And with the Midnight Pulse as well on top, it's quite a lot of damage, but it's still not enough. He's able to walk it off as the Sunstrike was slightly off the mark. He's actually able to survive. Now Harb, he's actually going to come in from the side. Wants to try and find a +1 kill. But be careful, the Impale plus the Ice Path on top. Not going to be enough to actually carry the kill on though. It's just going to be enough space for Quest to retreat. If they carry on pushing forward, they've got to be cautious, careful, as Acid is in the area, as well as the fact that he has the enough money for the Aghanim Scepter. Maybe they might go for some sort of pick-off play now into Roshan, or maybe just go for a straight smoke into Rosh, and then with the Aegis into the hands of Acid. That could be the moment for them to go for some sort of team fight push. We'll have to wait and see what they've got in mind. I think 75 mana is just way too cheap, right? For a massive fear plus 10 seconds of meta. Like, 10 seconds is more than enough for a team fight, right? Seems how, like, you know, your first usage of a BKB is 10 seconds as well. It's an incredibly long time. And for only 75 mana, I mean, sure, it does make you have to spend 4,200 gold onto an axe, but for such an ability, it's more than worth it. Ooh, Midnight Pulse, it closes around all the trees. They got the initial grab there with the Spike Carapace. Nice moves there from Roram. Kima just enough mana though to get the Wayne Rift into the trees. And I think Quest believe he's escaped from this area, but he doesn't have anything to escape with. No mana for an orb or a rift or anything, but just hiding's good enough. And that will actually keep him alive. Even still, that is a tier 2 drop him at 20 minutes. 20 and a half minutes. Unfortunately, for the side of Quest, that is just after the 20-minute mark, so they couldn't quite get the big XP advantage. But even still, it's just more objectives being taken off the map. Just playing very aggressively, making sure they soak up all of the farm on the Radiant side of the map, especially on the triangle. Just trying to limit the resources that the Incredibads have to work with. Kima with your forwards, doesn't want to draw into it. Not quite sure what members of Quest are in this area. Fred needs to be careful though. Everyone else has left him. You need to get out of it, man. Harb just coming in from the side. And that's just going to be a free grab there onto Fred. Overstayed his welcome a little bit. I think that's the first kill that Incredibads have had for a very long time, which came for free, not losing anyone in return. It is just a position 5, but hey, a kill's a kill. It is money. Oh, all these Eidolons just running into Keeper. This is free money. One Eidolon's able to escape. No, never mind. Blasted in the back. Takes him down. Run. He's gone for the, using up the Vendetta. Needs to be careful. Those 4 members of the Incredibads in this top area. And wisely does a U-turn. So now what is the next item queued up for Acid? He's got his Yasha. What's he going to turn this into? An S and Y or a Manta? I assume it'll be a Manta, right? Just so we can purge off the silence coming out from the puck. Oh no, he's actually just going to leave it as a casual Yasha and go for the BKB instead. So the F-boss connects on vouchers, but nowhere near enough follow-up to try and go for that sort of kill. Same. So Acid thought about diving onto him, changed his mind a little bit. So they don't even have any sort of vision in this area, so they're working off of very basic information. Meanwhile, pretty much exactly the same situation for the Incredibads right now. No observer was in the area themselves, so both teams are just relying off the old fog of war here. Shit, I heard it? Yeah, there's a smoke play coming out from the Incredibads right now. Just the three of them. Maybe going to try and bait out Vouchers or Harbinger. Oh, actually, same when he jumps to the side, gets the initiation there onto Zeke with the follow-up damage, and as well as the Chain Frost, it actually brings him down. The Ice Path as well as the Magnifier trying to do as much work, but even still the bounces coming out from that Chain Frost do so much damage. The Invis as well from the Glimmer Cape, no detection on the side of Incredibads, so Fred's able to just dodge in and out. Polar Bear looking like he will drop down, meanwhile Vouchers, he did get the finish up on the backlines there, onto Raw Ram. It does cost him his life, and he will fall as well. So both the supports on the side of Quest die, but they got the kill onto Vouchers, as well as Polar Bear, so definitely worthwhile. And now it looks like they're going to transition this into a Roche pickup, I imagine. Yeah, they are going to start heading over towards this Roshan. There is a buyback available for Vouchers and Polar Bear if they want to try and force the defense of this Roche. With their scan connection, they can understand this is going on. It's a pretty quick Roshan though. It's down to half HP already. Not fast enough as there is Incredibads in the area. The illusion coming out from Acid, trying to scout it all out. Going to try and cancel out the BKB as well. The Blink Dagger, sorry, from Saman. He jumps into the bits. Vax getting pretty low. He will get burst down. This is too much damage. Even Zeke, he's going to get caught out as well. He dies. It's just Acid left all alone. Roran's coming in from the side. Gets the Spike Carapace. Finishes off Kima at least. But now he's left all alone himself. And he's going to get caught out. Acid is going to try to go inside. Nice Ice Path, knocking down two, as well as the aggressive Sun. The Harb just getting pretty low. He's just able to dash off him. It doesn't matter. It's too much dot damage. He ends up falling down. Saman, he's going to drop as well. Immediate buyback coming out from Harbinger. They do not want to let this Roshan fall for free. Even Voucher's now back up and alive and in the area. And that's going to be enough to force Quest away. There's no buyback on Zeke or Svak. So I think this is actually going to be Roshan going over towards the Incredibads instead. They're all hanging about in this area though. Roran and Fred, they don't want to let us go for free, as well as Acid's here. He does have the fear of 8, he's pushing all out the pit if he wants to go for it. But it doesn't look like he's going to bother. He will just retreat. And that's going to be a free Roshan going over towards the side of the Incredibads. Well, I don't say free. It definitely cost them. A couple of heroes died on both sides, as well as a buyback on Harbinger as well. But even so, all that is 100% worth it. Not even just for the fact of giving the Aegis over towards Harbinger, but making sure the Aegis does not fall into the hands of Acid. That's definitely something which the Incredibads could not afford to have. And they've done the correct play, taking that asset away from the side of Quest. And also getting these initial grabs off onto Zeke as well, just stopping him from getting any sort of black holes off, is paying dividends in the long run for all of these fights. He's working towards that BKB, so it won't happen, you know, much longer. But mind you, he's still about 2,000 gold away from actually finishing it up, so it's not going to be exactly the fastest BKB in the world. Harbinger as well. What's he building? He's going for the A on this. Wasn't sure if he was going to like try and, I don't know, go for some sort of like Orchid or not Orchid, Octarine or something like that. But no, it goes to the Aeon. Quite wise as well, just to stop the burst potential from Quest. free tier 1 deny there from the side of Incredibads. Not that really the gold bounty for a tier 1 tower at 27 minutes in matters too much. I suppose in some ways it could just be used as a free refresh for the glyph. Not that it was on cooldown anyway. There's Bloodstone as well on Savak. It's going to just increase his sustainability in the fights and his farmer. He wanted them in. Harbinger is getting caught on by a couple of them. He pops his A on disc, but that's not going to be enough to save him as the Black Hole just locks him down way too long. He does have to beat the Aegis though. There is going to be a follow-up with the Ice Path. Saman's coming in from the side. He's popped out the Epicenter, but his Blink Dagger, I think he was on cooldown. He couldn't quite get an easy jump forwards. He's finally managed to get a couple of stun on the people. Fred's getting pretty low. There is the Chain Frost. A Sunder save there from Acid. Not that he was getting really low either way. But now, he steps out. He's taking so much damage. Oh, he's just able to get the mana off, but he can't even get the Omni Slash. He dies too quickly. Saman, he's going to drop as well. He does fall. No members from Quest has actually died yet. Meanwhile, Savak, he's just got the grab onto Polar Bear. That's going to be a kill onto Lich. Varane, he's even found the grab onto Harbinger. Is there going to be any sort of follow-up to keep this guy locked down? I don't think so. He's still got loads of his abilities left to use. So he will manage to escape at least. But even still, that's another fight going towards Quest's favour. And that was still all of the ultimates on the side of the Incredibads used as well. But likewise, all the ultimates on the side of Quest used as well. Black Hole, Macro, the meta. I mean, even though the meta isn't the ultimate for the Terrorblade, you just pretty much assume that it is pretty much the ultimate. It's the ability he cares about the most. Harbinger. He's gone for a tried to get a kill onto all the creep waves, but now he's getting caught up by the Ice Path. And that's just a free kill. He's gone for 90 seconds. Technically, it's a dieback. I think his buyback's still on cooldown as well for another 4 minutes, so he's just guaranteed gone for 80 seconds. We'll see how many objectives Quest's able to take out this opening. They force out the glyph onto the tier 2 tower. Not going to be able to get it for now, but it's still a minute with no Harbinger. So they should be able to take something else out of this. Run. It's run into Saman. They don't have any sort of detection in this area though. So what is the next main item for vouchers at the moment? He's got his mana, he's got his Maelstrom, he's got a point booster, so I assume that's going to be an Axe, right? Mind you, he's actually just swapped it out and he's got a Mjolnir queued up now. Unless that's just completed Axe on Courier. Yeah, okay, that's completed Axe on Courier. So never mind, he's got that item. Definitely going to be a little bit easier for him to stand toe and toe with this Terrorblade now. But even still, Acid, he's got his S&Y finished up, he's got his BKB as well. And he's working up towards a Satanic as his next item. With this deep wall, they actually get spot onto vouchers. Able to just spin away as there's no magic immune piercing stuns available on Quest apart from the Black Hole. But even still, Zeke doesn't even have a Blink Dagger yet. He does have one queued up, but he's still quite a ways off. But obviously, now that he has this BKB available, this Black Hole's going to be so much easier. Oh, we want vouchers. He's getting goal on the mid. He did get controlled up a little bit, but he's still able to escape. Sunstrike a little bit off the mark. Zeke charging forwards. There's the Dream Call. Connects on the 2. Hold them back. Meanwhile, Harb just got the grab onto Savak in the backlines. There's the Black Hole finally. Vouchers gets pretty low. He's just able to survive there. A little bit more damage. He does eventually fall. Even Kima might drop. Meanwhile, on the backlines, Savak's controlling more. Acid as well. Popping out the mini Metamorphosis. Doing quite a bit of damage on Harbinger. Roran's able to survive, but never mind. Kima jumps forward, way in the rift, gets the finishing kill. And then with the control there from Saman, it looks like the few other members of the Incredibads should be able to escape. It is just a 2-on-4 situation. Savak, he's diving in deep though. Needs Acid's help, and he needs it now. He's going to force a pop them out. And there's the Sunder saving out Savak's life. And maybe going to turn the situation around. But Acid just goes for the TP out. He doesn't want to hang about. And Savak, he does hang about though. He's got to retreat out of there. The Burrow Strike forwards doesn't actually get a connection, but even still, there's a nice usage of the Tornado, as well as Devon Blast and the Invis. He's still on the run. Do they have detection for him? I don't think they do. He's actually able to get out of there. God damn. That's a slippery ass Invoker. Well played there by Savaction. Well played to Acid as well with that defensive Sunder, keeping him alive. But finally, that was not too bad of a fight from Incredibads. They lost Polar Bear and they lost vouchers. Bless me. No, I think they just lost vouchers. So even still, they lost vouchers, but but they got a nice trade-off instead. 3 heroes. Sure, it wasn't the 2 big cores of the Invoker or the Terrorblade, but even still, it is a nice little game. Cool, meanwhile, Saban, he gets caught out on the bot. 4 members of Quest just collapse on top of him. And no chance to escape there from the SK. So Roshan potentially up in 10 seconds. We'll see. But they're just on the hunt instead. They're spotting out vouchers in the mid, but he does actually retreat just in time before every single member of Quest just gets right on top of him. Actually, they're going to pop a smoke, but that was right in vision of all the creeps. So instead, they just completely cancel out, take down the tier 2 tower. Oh, Kima. He's up top, just trying to push in this tier 2 tower, but Savak's on top of him there with the cold snap. Ice Path as well on top of him. Meteor gets dropped, but it's off in the wrong direction. Kima with the drawn off to the side. The path. Oh, the 20 misses. Oh, he stopped chasing. He thought he was already out of there, so instead he just escapes for free. Meanwhile, in the mid, Zayt gets caught out. Looks like Fred's going to fall as well with the Glimmer Cape. Actually, he's able to get off to the side. Kima, he gets caught off into the backline, so Acid now coming in with right clicks there with the Metamorphosis, dealing quite a bit of damage, as well as the Necro Creeps taking out that healing ward. Sunstrike, oh, it's a good connection, but not much damage. So instead, it just ends up being the puck for the Enigma trade, which I think Incredibads are happy with. I don't think it was there wasn't actually a BKB usage as well from Zayt this time. So now Roshan, oh, it's actually up in 4 seconds. We'll see if anyone scouts it out. Imagine someone's probably going to put a courier in this pit. What? That's a fully completed Aghanims on the courier. What the hell? How does a Pos 5 manage to completely amass the money for an Ags and get it delivered all in one whack? That's pretty damn crazy. Okay, so Ag's now online for Fred. This Macropire is going to be doing a disgusting amount of damage. both teams put an Observer Ward on top of that high ground at exactly the same time. But Polar Bear is at least able to get the D Ward. So a little bit of a quiet settles across the battlefield. Both teams are sort of thinking about going for a play. A few members of Incredibads grouping up in the mid, so maybe they can go for a smoke, but exactly the same situation for Quest, also grouping up in the mid. And the dust just got delivered there from Roran. I'm just going to smoke up in the back lines, just going to leave Acid revealed, so we're going to try and bait out this Terrorblade. Walking up into the triangle at the moment. Seeing who they can find. Oh, alright, he's actually just found the grab there onto Polar Bear. Nice ice path as well as the Macropire as well. It's going to be doing tons of damage onto Saman. He's getting pretty low. Vouchers though, he jumps in the back line. There's the black hole. They actually catch onto Vouchers with the right clicks coming out from Acid. It's going to be enough to finish him off. The Juggernaut ends up dropping down. Saman was able to escape for that scenario somehow. Even that's forced of a buyback onto Polar Bear. So we'll see what Quest's going to do with this 70 seconds without the Jug. Lucid is going to push down the mid. I don't think they scouted out the fact that the Roshans are alive. Otherwise, I think they might have gone for that instead. With already the information available, they're going to push onto this high ground. And the Menace is going to be popped out from Acid as well. with the use of the Dragon Lance. Just going to have the siege from far away. And in comes the army as well from Sake, and they increase the push and potential coming out from this team. Oh, jump forward there from Kima. He tries to get the Oyster. Dream Core and the Oyster as well. The epicenter coming out from Saber is doing an absolute monstrous amount of damage. The Chikiro falls. Savati's going to quickly short to follow as well. It's just Acid left in the front lines. The two other guys had to back out. Acid just goes to the BKB TP away. And they will all manage to retreat, but lovely plays coming out there from the Incredibads. Just beautiful wombo combo coming out. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite get the kill onto Acid. But even still, just disgusting amount of damage. And now, they have the potential to take the Roche. They are going to scout it out, so they realise this is going to be up. Especially the fact that Vouchers is also about to respawn as well. And there's a whole minute with no Invoker. Moran. He spots out the fact that they're doing Roshan. You can see the Sandstorm as well as the ice armor coming in from the side. Just send in a Terrorblade illusion. Going to scout the HP scenario. I don't know if there's going to be anything else that Quest can really do. I think this is going to be a Roshan going over towards the Incredibads. So maybe just that decision to go for the mid lane instead of going for the Roche might have ended up being a little bit of a mistake. Roshan is about to fall more. Oh, he tried to run in there to get the grab before he just get caught out by the stun. He's actually gone for 70 seconds and no buyback. There's still this tier 1 tower in the mid though, left alive. Half HP as well. Fred just going to drop the Macropod to try and delay out this push. Oh, the jump forward from Harbinger. He got the stun there with that Basher usage. And with the dust, they finally grab onto him. Harbinger though, he needs to be careful as Acid's coming into the side with that fear, pushing him both ways. Pops the A on disc. But even still, he does have that cheese available. Polar He went for the Sinister Gaze there onto Acid. Pretty awkward situation to put yourself into. Vouchers. Just getting poked and prodded. So now it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Quest to try and take a fight. Aegis and Cheese into the hands of the Incredibads. Voucher's also working on to the Butterfly as his next item, so it's going to be forcing Acid to end up building a MKB, sorry, eventually. But instead, he's actually got Swift Blink queued up as his next item. But he's pretty damn durable in these fights, especially with the Satanic as well on top and the BKB. 5-0 and 7, not dropped a single time in this game. Just slightly off the mark. Oh, run! He's coming from the side there. Dissimulate though, just in time from Harb. That could have been a free kill otherwise. Quick fingers keeping alive. Oh, down bottom, Vouchers! He's getting pretty low. The Solar Black Hole from Sink. He's got the first kill, popping out the forcing out the Aegis. Aegis TP straight out of there. He is gone. Nice little movers there from Sake. Sure, it costs the Black Hole, but you've got rid of the Aegis. So that's going to make the next team fight for Quest so much easier. Lovely plays there from him. Especially the fact that he's got an Octarine core as well. So the cooldown just gets that little bit better for the Black Hole. So it's not even that much of a downtime for it. What's it got, 25% in it? Yeah. So finally Incredibads are going to be able to take down the last tier 1 tower on the side of Quest. Incredibads actually just carried on pushing down this tier 2 at the bottom. They did lose their tier 1 top lane. But even still, they seem content just carry on pushing in. They take down this tier 2. Open up the outpost at least, but they need to get back because their tier 3 in the top lane is getting knocked on at the moment by Quest. Getting pretty low, especially with the help of these Karties dealing tons of damage. Ooh, one more hit from one of the Karties and it's gone. Fire! No, it missed! What did it miss? 28 HP. You got lucky this time, tower. Did it miss, or did I just not see the fact that it actually did damage? I could be. I'm known for being blind. Still have to wait and see. But Swift Blink is now online for Acid. He actually just bought out for this, so he doesn't have buyback available. If the Incredibads can actually find this kill, it's going to give like so much space to actually take a few objectives. They've actually gone for a smoke up play. 4 of them grouped up here in the mid lane at the moment. Their smoke will pop as Fred ends up bumping it. And with those deep walls, they do spot the fact he was there, but they don't want to dive any further. They're not quite realising the positioning of the rest of the quest side. They don't want to end up running into a trap just for a kill onto Jakiro. So it's a wise bit of discipline. This Abyssal Blade finished up now as well for Harbinger. And then it was a Aghanim Scepter online for Savakt. So all members of Quest are sort of gearing up in this mid. They want to try and find something. They are going to run into Saman. Nice uses there of the Spike Carapace as well as the Cataclysm doing tons of damage. Saman's getting pretty low. Zane comes in there with the Black Hole as well, locking them both down. Saman, he's getting pretty low. He's still able to survive. He just gets off the side, but doesn't matter. The burst damage is enough there. Zane gets a kill. Harbinger also ends up dropping down. This Chain Fast just bounces around doing tons of damage. Voucher's at least able to pick off the kill onto the Enigma. Voucher just goes for the TP out. And he will manage to successfully get it off. Not enough physical damage. Meanwhile, Saman, he just gets to pick off onto Roran. Needs to be careful though. There's the stuns coming out. Saman, he needs to try and retreat. He's just getting slowed up. No detection actually on the side of Quest. So he's able to escape. And now they're actually trying to go for the re-engage. There's the Ultra Slash Galid onto Swap. There's the defensive Sunday to get the save. Saman, he's taking a little right clicks from Acid. He's just with the Ice Armor. It's enough to keep him alive. He's able to retreat out there. Actually to go for the re-engage with the Epicenter, but actually gets cancelled out. Nice use of the Tornado there from Savat. Stopping that from happening. Drops the Meatball. But it's not going to connect onto Saman. And he will walk it off. So again, a nice fight there coming out from the Incredibads. It started off really well from Quest. But just the nice poking in and out from Incredibads, finding the right kills, taking down both the supports as well as the Enigma. Obviously the Invoker and the Terrorblade surviving yet again. But even still, it's all pretty nice space. The Smack, he might actually find a solo kill onto Kiba right now with this Cypher Vice usage. Just able to survive through the initial burst of damage. He gets the Wayne Rift off the side as well as the Blink Dagger. Tornado, not going to quite connect. So Kiba will manage to get out there with his life. Just barely though. So this game's not looking as easy for Quest as it did a few minutes ago. They're really up a little bit of an uphill struggle now. Every single time they try and take a fight, just the Incredibads are making the correct moves in it and actually coming out on top each time. Despite the fact that they just cannot kill Acid, right? And I think they know that. They realise that this Terrorblade is not going to die. So at the most part, they're just ignoring him. They're just dealing with everyone else around him, trying to whittle down all of the assistance that the Terrorblade is getting. And then try and deal with him after that. But every single time, Acid's still able to escape the area, at least in his life. Oh, he's getting controlled there by Roran. A lot of damage. What is the Sunstrike? Still not enough damage to actually finish off. Ice Path connected, but unfortunately, that's not going to be enough damage to bring him down. Voucher's actually able to escape. Man, Ice Sunstrike does piss all damage at this point in the game. That was his HP bar hardly moved at all. I suppose he's got 2.6k HP, but even still. Not quite a Cataclysm. He's actually working on for the Scardies, his next item. He's got enough if he wants to buy it outright. He won't have enough for buyback though if he does that. And it looks like he's going to. He's gone to the secret shop. No, just buys one component. Not going to be greedy. And very wise, as he is actually quite susceptible to dying, especially with the black holes coming out from Zeke. Or Zake. So Roshan up in 1 minute 30. We'll see. That's probably going to be the next objective for both of these two teams. Maybe they're just not going to bother pushing. Just keep farming up and controlling the area until Roshan does actually end up spawning. I think Acid's just waiting to see if anyone steps out of position. lucky with the timing though. So they're still just going to have to hang about. And the Incredibads, they do not want to slip up at all. They're not even leaving the safety of their base anymore. They're just going full turtle mode. I think they're going to have to make a move out eventually. But the illusion spam that's coming out from Acid, just constantly keeping all of these lanes pushed in. It's so difficult to try and go for any sort of like aggressive smoke move or anything like that outside your base. Because if there's creeps just constantly pushing in, it's going to be pretty obvious where your entire team is. If there's creeps hitting your base, it's all the information that the other team will need. Again, one illusion goes top to cut the wave, another one goes towards the mid. Doesn't actually end up catching a lot of it. So Roshan, he is about to spawn, but there is nothing in the pit. No one has a courier or anything to scout this out. So actually, no, Fred's just going to check it now. So pretty good timing. Not much downtime with how long it was respawned for. So maybe Quest, they're just going to roll straight on into it. They do have a high ground ward over here, so they will realise when the Incredibads are making a move towards them. And there might just be enough time for them to take this Roshan. Actually just going to pop the main Metamorphosis as well from Acid, just to make sure they have as maximum DPS as possible to kill it before the Incredibads can mount some sort of reactionary defense. Or offense, I should say. But it looks like it will just be over then for free. Ags, cheese. Aegis, cheese, and refresher shard. So it's going to be a double black hole potentially coming out from Zeke right now. There is also the possibility if they wanted to give it over to Acid as well, so he had double meta, but if he needs that in the situation, Zeke can always just pass it over to him. But a double black hole is going to be so damn valuable, just controlling up vouchers as well as Harbinger. Vouchers needs to be careful. Svak's actually found him. He's going to try and control him up, and there is the black hole as well coming out from Zeke. It's not quite a huge amount of damage. Saber jumps forward. There's the BKB. Couldn't quite get the cancel. Vouchers, he goes for the Omni Slash Camille there onto him. Getting pretty low. And Acid, he didn't even want to try and use the Omni Slash, the Sunder defensively. Vouchers, he still gets caught out. He does end up dropping down. Gone for 96 seconds. Does have a buyback. Even Zeke actually bought back straight away. Going to try and come back on into this. Meanwhile, looks like Puck getting caught out. So much chain damage. So the chain was coming out. There's the second black hole from Zeke. Cancels two of them. Kima's going to end up falling. Polymer's going to die as well. Vouchers does get caught out. He will at least manage to trade the kill onto Zeke and bring him down. Meanwhile, Fred, he's getting caught up by Harbinger, but he's getting a little bit of help from the rest of his team. Going to see if they can control him up. At least Acid, he actually did have his first life. He was completely left alone. Nice ice path. Connects onto two of them. Kima's getting pretty low. Trying to stand his ground, but he can't quite get it. He's still able to drop down now. Harbinger, he's got to be careful himself. Going to try and go for the Disseminate. Actually, he disseminates very aggressively, but there is a nice spike carapace. Sun up in place, and he's out of mana. He doesn't have any resources to try and escape from this. It looks like he will just end up falling down. He's gone for 100, does have a buyback. But even still, there's two members of Quest down. They didn't seem to turn right. They're going to go to this high ground anyway. Force the buyback from Harbinger. Immediately going to start TPing him. A nice pullback there from Polar Bear. Going to pull it back in the dodgy situation. Meanwhile, Saban, he's gone into the back lines. Going to try and make as much chaos as he can. It looks like Warran, he might drop down. Oh, nice tornado there from Svek, making enough space. Lets him get out of there. But now Acid, he's all alone. He's controlled up and he will actually end up falling down. That's his first death of the game. And he is gone. At least he saved it from buyback this time. So now this is going to be a decent time for the Incredibads to actually make some magic happen and maybe take a few objectives off the map. But they still got to be careful. I'm pretty sure Vouchers used this buyback. Yeah, so no buyback for Vouchers, no buyback from Harbinger. I'm pretty sure, did Kima buy back as well? Yeah, Kima bought back as well. Or Kima. So we'll see what damage Vouchers is able to do with all this with this window of opportunity. He can't quite get too much done though, seeing as how Zeke's up in 20 seconds. Meanwhile, actually Saman up top, he just gets picked off by Savakt and Roram. A free kill onto the Sand King. Looks like Harbinger tried to come in there for the save, but couldn't quite get there in time. Our boy is dying. 2 minutes, please. Jesus, I think if you're dying, you need more than 2 minutes. You need a fucking ambulance. Stop being dramatic. Terrible. Now Harbinger's going AFK as well. And I'm out of water. But I can't go AFK. Because you never know when the game's going to start. So there's 4,000 gold sat in the pockets of vouchers right now. We'll see what his next item's going to be. And there is a butterfly queued up for acid, so maybe he might decide to build into an MKB. But then if you're building that, what are you going to get rid of? I suppose you'd have to get rid of your phase boots, but then you're just crawling around. So maybe he might just ditch the phase boots and then upgrade to bots. Or maybe instead he might just go for the Moonshard. I mean, he has enough to buy Moonshards now. And he's not got a buyback to save up for, so there's no reason not to, really. Unless, of course, he wants to upgrade the Ags and just turn it into the passive version. And then that will just obviously open up a whole inventory slot. And then he could build that into an MKB to try and deal with the upcoming butterfly that's going to be coming out from acid. But Acid's actually already upgraded his. He's already devoured his scepter. And look at this. A Terrorblade at 52 minutes. And he's got room for enchanted mangoes. Because you always need more mana when you're a Terrorblade. I guess he must have just upgraded it then. Ooh, we do have a goat. So the game's going to be back on. So there is a same as gone for 2 minutes. And then the Terrorblade is going to be up in 40. So there's going to be like a whole entire minute where it is going to be a one hero advantage for Quest. So that could potentially be a moment for them to play aggressively and push forwards. All of the advantages they got from killing the Roche has already been used up. No cheese, no refresher shards, no Aegis, they've all been used. So we'll just be back to a standard hero clash battle. Cypher Vice actually queued up from Zeke. They want to have more control for this jugger before he can get the spin off, or even Harbinger as well. Just get the catch onto him. Now we're just slowly pushing in this mid. Even Acid's just coming over here at speed of haste. Well, he was once he used the swift blink. Looks like they're actually trying to go for the grab onto Harbinger on top. He needs to be a little bit careful. There is the initiation there with the Cypher Vice. In comes Keen with this on the sides. That's the A on this as well, purging off the Hex effects. And he will manage to escape. But that is now the A on disc on cooldown for a full minute. Whoa, what the hell, Zeke? He's diving well deep. He blinked into everyone. He just gave his one life away for nothing. Well, that was a mistake. And now Quest, they're just going to have to bail. So they can't actually benefit on the hero advantage. In fact, the same room has gone. They're going to have to completely reset. And now that does give a slight advantage for Incredibads now for the next minute. Once Saban's up online, it's going to be that 5-on-4 with no black hole potential. Rank got spotted out there by the dust. Managed to get the stun onto Keeper at least, so he's able to escape. Moving series is flying around maximum speed. Oh, it's Polar Bear. He's able to get the Sinister Gaze onto him, as well as the follow-up stun there from Saban, as well as the quick little Swift Slash. That's going to be enough to bring him down. So another pick-off there for the Incredibads. God damn, Observer Awards are worth so much at this point in the game. 318 gold for an Observer Award. Disgusting money. So, you know, the top set of barracks, they're pretty wounded. The middle set, yeah, pretty healthy, but missing their tier 3. Bottom tier 3 is also pretty low on HP as well. So I think in the next team fight, if the Incredibads are just a couple heroes down, there could be the moment for Quest just to push forwards and just at least try and clear up Megas maybe. If not, just end the game. Ooh, Looks fact, he's going for the initiation on Harbinger. He does have the Aeon Disc back off cooldown though, so he should be alright. Actually going to go forwards there with the Dissimulate very aggressively. The jump forward for Saban gets the stun. Nice black hole there from Saban. Patch on 3 with Macropole on top. Doing tons of damage and the Cataclysm. His Vow just disappears. He's gone for 2 minutes. No buyback. Now Acid's coming on in there. Trying to get the Abyssal Blade grab. I think he hit a creep instead. A little bit of a miss hit. But still, Vouchers is dead. Saman's dead. Kamer's dead as well. No buyback on any of them. This could just be GG coming out now from Quest. They're going to be charging forward. You know what? Acid and Roran, they found Harbinger. He's got the Dissimulate stun, and he's going to be able to Astral Step out there, but they don't care. They're just going to go straight back to drawing the rest of the team and keep pushing forwards. This is just game over. There is no way that a Lich and a Void Spirit can stop this from happening, especially with the massive creep army. There is at least the glyph to try and delay this a little bit, but that's not going to be enough. Just a armada of illusions from Acid, just throwing all these red orbs of death. One tier 4 drops. Tier 4 is going to drop soon after. There is the Ice Armor delaying out a little bit. It's not going to be enough. That's gone as well. Even the jump forward from Acid, the full-up stun as well. Harbinger, he's going to end up dropping down. And GG's called. The Incredibads tap out. In game number 2, falls to Quest, clearing out this series 2-0. Well played there by them. It was very back and forth though. They had the advantage for a large portion of the game, but the Incredibads really started fighting back quite hard. They were doing really well. And but unfortunately, just that one team fight in the mid, they tried to go for the aggressive go onto Savax and get the kill, but Zyke was there, jumped onto all 3 of them, got the black hole as well as the Cataclysm as well on top. Just obliterated everyone, and that was it for the Incredibads. Nothing they could do from that point onwards. So well played there from Quest for Harb's daughter, successfully stealing 2 games in a row. GG to them, and that's some more points for the league. But even still, well played to both of these 2 teams. That was a very that was an entertaining game to watch. 56 minutes as well. Good lord, that was a long one. But even still, GG guys. Thanks for letting me cast. If you guys have enjoyed this, then please, think about following me on my Twitch. And my Twitter and my YouTube as well. They're all linked on my account. So yeah, stay notified for any future games, and I'll be doing the next game next Sunday, whenever it is. Probably I'll be doing one on the Wednesday league as well. Sorry. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys for that. Obviously I'm closing the stream now because I've got to go have dinner. It's 9:30. But there's a 5-minute delay, so you guys will still be watching for 5 more minutes. But I'll be gone. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys, and I will see you around.